Kill la Kill If is probably one of my most anticipated games this year. It's a one-on-one 3D arena fighter that uses Kill la Kill characters, and it's just got a bunch of mechanics that I've never seen in a 3D arena fighter. It looks just so awesome, and I don't see a lot of people talking about it. So for this video, I'm gonna go through some of the reasons why I think Kill la Kill If is something you guys should be excited about. And hey, why don't we do it with an old-fashioned top 10 list. At number 10, slow and methodical. The game's pace is very easy to follow, which is essential when launching a new franchise. If you make your game too fast and hard to follow, you might alienate a more casual audience. You know, the people who bought the game just because it's Kill la Kill, and whether you like it or not, you need that audience for a game to thrive. If that doesn't happen, you'll most likely end up with a lower player count, which means there's less players to matchmake with, and a less successful game that will most likely not get the support you want over time. At the same time, this pace seems really easy to counter some over-aggressiveness and mashing, which is one of the most popular ways for people to play anime games, and also one of the most annoying. Looking at this game's pace, it seems that might not happen in Kill la Kill If, and I absolutely love that. Number 9, the combo system. Something I really love about fighting games or arena fighters is being able to create your own combos. Some games have a very fixed combo structure, so they don't allow for a lot of creativity, like you go from a light attack into a strong attack into a special attack, and there's not a lot of space to deviate from that. The combo system in Kill la Kill If seems super flexible. You'll be able to create your own combos by going through completely different routes. There will obviously be rules in place to prevent you from making infinite combos, you know, it's not anarchy, but from the gameplay we've seen so far, there's a lot of space to be creative, and that's badass. And number 8, an extensive practice mode. We take practice modes in fighting games for granted these days, but every time there's a new anime game, oh, I keep my fingers crossed for a good practice mode. Imagine how much better we would all be at Shinobi Striker if there was a practice mode where you could try out different combos with different jutsu. Even Jump Force, which does have a practice mode, has very limited options. You cannot make your opponent block to practice block strings, and you know, not every combo that works in practice mode actually works in a match. So I was happy to see that Kill la Kill If had an extensive practice mode with a ton of options. You can set health, special meter, blood level, and the dummy behavior, so you can practice not only combos, but also pressure and neutral situations. And that's something that, believe it or not, is just not a given in these types of games anymore. Number 7, it's Kill la Kill. 2 years ago, I was working for TGN on a channel called TGN Anime, and I made a video called the top 10 anime that need a video game adaptation. Guess what the number 1 was? And number 1, Kill la Kill. Come on, this is easy. Get Platinum Games on the phone. Hello? Hello, Platinum Games here. Hi, I would like to order a stylish hack-and-slash action game, please, using the Kill la Kill property. Well, we didn't really get a hack-and-slash Bayonetta type game, but this isn't far from that, right? I'm obviously not gonna be hyped for a game just because it's Kill la Kill, but it does help, taking everything else into consideration. Number 6, the graphics. I liked the graphics a lot. There's something about the colors that look a bit desaturated that I'm not a big fan of, but other than that, I think the game looks fantastic. You look at these intros and these cinematic attacks, and I just hope they put this work into story mode cutscenes as well. But it just looks great. When you see it in motion, it may look a bit clunky, but that seems to be a stylish choice rather than the game struggling to run. Every time there's an ultimate attack or a new character intro I haven't seen before, my god, it looks incredible. And number 5, style. It's not just the graphics, I love this game's style. It runs real smooth, but the characters move at an anime-like frame rate, and it just looks jarring at first, but after staring at it for a while, I've come to enjoy it. It's rather unique for a 3D arena brawler, and it's not just that. Every time there's a combo happening, notice the hit stop animation. That is, how the whole game freezes for a whole split second whenever a hit connects. It just makes it look more powerful, but the freeze isn't long enough to disrupt the action. The style even goes further than the animation work because you got a ton of goofy attacks. For example, Gamagori is self-harming himself to power himself up. You got Inumuta's idle animation where he's just typing away at himself. What's he typing? I don't know. He's rewriting the YouTube algorithm to make this video get 1 million views. I don't think it worked though, but thanks for trying, Inamuta. Even the little of what was shown of the soundtrack sounds very, very interesting. It can be epic or can just be silly and quirky, and somehow that all fits tremendously well with Kill la Kill. This game has got style for sure. Number 4, unique characters. How many times have you bought an anime fighter and all the characters just handle the same? All the basic attacks may look different visually, but they all kind of to do the same. And the only thing that differentiates these characters are their special attacks. Well, in Kill la Kill If, that's just not the case. Even the basic attacks for every character are very unique. Even their movement speed is very unique. Some characters are faster or they can dodge more often. This gives each character a unique feel just by picking them up and moving them around. And obviously their special abilities are very different as well. And these special abilities combined with the basic attacks and the movement speed, they each give each character a very different gimmick. At first, when they showed Satsuki and Ryuko, they had some minor differences but looked very similar as characters, so I definitely expected another one of those. But when they started showing Gamagori, Inumura, Sanagayama, and Jakuzure, they are just so different. Some of them even have unique meters to match their gimmick. They're not scared of making these characters just completely different from one another, which always has the downside of making a new character harder to pick up, but in my opinion, that's just great. That keeps the game fresh for a longer period of time, because as you start to get sick of playing a character, changing your main will completely change the game. So I absolutely love it. Number 3, the roster. Looking at the character select screen, there's space for 18 characters total. 18 characters isn't that impressive for a 3D arena brawler. I mean, we just got Jump Force with 40 characters and a lot of people were not happy with that number. But looking at more traditional fighters, 18 characters is not a bad number at all. Mortal Kombat 11 is releasing with 25 characters total. Street Fighter 5 released with 16 characters. So the 18 character number is on the lower end of that spectrum, but it's not something unacceptable. Especially not for a game that is treating each character with such a unique touch as they are. Something that will resemble more a traditional fighter rather than your typical arena fighter. So in a way, this makes the roster that more impressive, especially since because it is not 2D, it is actually a 3D game where each character is super unique. You know, if you ask me, I say 18 characters for this type of game, it's hella impressive. And number 2, an alternate story mode. I like story modes in fighting games. I don't like when they're done lazily. I mean, just get some dialogue in there and have a sequence of fights. That's not a real story mode for me. That just feels like someone spent the least amount of resources possible just so they can cross a check mark that says, we got a story mode. But I always look forward to playing a story mode in a fighting game. I always look forward to seeing how they tackle it. And sometimes it's really well done. NetherRealm Studios is probably the biggest player in this field, in my opinion. But in the anime game space, I think we can point to a couple of examples that have done it tremendously well in the past. The highlight being, in my opinion, the Storm series. Now, I don't know how good this story mode will be, but what I do know is that they're telling an alternate version of the original story, and it's written by the original creator. The name of the original creator of a show is usually attached to their games, but it's usually like, oh, the original creator supervised this story. No. This was not supervised. This was written by the original creator. And it's an alternate take on the Kill la Kill story where the main character is Satsuki. It will be the same as the anime up to a point, and then Satsuki will win a fight and it will be a completely different story from that point onward. You know, when you have a good story mode, just playing it is fine, just reliving the anime that you've already watched. But in this game gives you a reason to play it even if you've already watched the anime, and I am super curious to see where this alternate story is going. And number 1, multiple single player modes. I'm now realizing that this list is not ordered at all. This is not more important than some of the previous points. But I'm happy to see that single player modes aren't limited to story mode. It seems there's a lot for you to do if you're not into playing online versus. There's an endless mode where you fight a random CPU character and your HP carries over through to the next match to see how many battles you can win. You've got the covers challenge, which is completely different. It's not a one-on-one battle anymore. It's you fighting against a bunch of weaker opponents. And they drop items that raise your character stats while fighting. And this covers challenge, you have 3 ways of playing it. You've got the 1-minute challenge where you beat as many covers as you can in 1 minute, the 100-man challenge, which is a time attack mode to defeat 100 enemies as fast as possible, and the endless battles where you just keep fighting until you run out of HP. So overall, it seems like a content-rich game. And even with all those reasons, I mean, a lot could still go wrong, which is why you should never pre-order games, but everything that was shown so far has me really excited for Kill la Kill If. I want to see more of it, I want to get my hands on it, and I look forward to covering it on this channel. And if you're excited for this game, what else would you like to learn about it? What types of videos would you like me to make on this channel? Let me know about it in the comments down below, but as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.